Segment of MITech TV, and some good news come Detroit way. Ally Foundation, Ally Bank folks have come up with $1 million that they're going to be helping some folks in Detroit. And we've got Jermaine Ruffin,
Ruffin.
Ruffin. I
Yeah.
get it right. Blah. From Invest Detroit. He's the senior vice president there. Why don't we start off with the setup here, Jermaine, and tell us a little bit about what the $1 million is going to be used for.
Sure. First, Mike and Matt, thank you so much for having me on. It's a real pleasure to be with you. I've watched some of your segments before, so it's definitely good to be on. The Strategic Neighborhood Fund is a public-private partnership between Invest Detroit and the City of Detroit. And what we've been doing is going out looking for funders who share our mission to invest in the neighborhoods of the City of Detroit. And Ally, we had reached out and developed a relationship with Ally, and they came through with $1 million that will go towards investment in the neighborhoods. A lot of what we focus on with the Strategic Neighborhood Fund is both on the small business side. How do we support businesses that are currently active in Detroit neighborhoods, and those folks who may, be operating a home business? Maybe we can work with them, provide some funding, some resources, or technical assistance to help them open up a business on one of our many Detroit neighborhood corridors. So the other component of this funding is for affordable housing. We know that there's a huge need in the city of Detroit to continue to provide affordable housing, and so these dollars will contribute to those types of projects throughout the city.
So
what kind of things? What kind of things specifically does the grant fund when it comes to affordable housing?
Sure. So if a project, there's a number of projects in the city of Detroit that are mixed use projects that have both housing and commercial or retail connected to them. As developers look to develop in the neighborhood, they typically ask for abatements or different type of assistance from the county or from the city to be able to support that project. And so those, as a part of that, affordable housing is a requirement for the projects. And so these dollars will be able to go towards the environmental, the planning, some of the community engagement that's attached to the development that we do, along with the investment in kind of some of the hard physical components of what's going to be developed in this area.
this may sound kind of crazy, but right now there's this tiny home buzz going on around the country, which is a small house, I guess, that's less than 400 square feet. But for a lot of people, particularly, I'm not saying these folks are homeless or anything, but I'm saying it's a very economical way to put people with a roof over their head for 20 or $30,000 a piece or something. Something like that. Would that be something you guys would look at?
Well, unfortunately, it's not. Mostly because we're looking at neighborhoods that have existing structures. I'm sure if there's vacant lots, what we are trying to do is be innovative to control some of those construction costs. As you know, over the last few years, we've seen construction costs rise, and so we're looking for all solutions. The tiny home, it's interesting that you mentioned that the tiny home or converting shipping containers
Yeah,
and
all that
homes
stuff. Right. Yeah.
or in the businesses. We've actually, on the Dexter Avenue corridor, we use that shipping container concept in partnership with the city of Detroit to make, kind of small business spaces for folks to operate a business temporarily to see if they want to move to that brick and mortar. So we've been trying to be innovative in that space. It's a great idea, and maybe that's something that we can investigate, as we move forward with vacant land in different neighborhoods.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the aid that's going to be available to small business or home-based businesses through this grant.
Sure. So one of the things that we've seen, this is the third iteration of the Strategic Neighborhood Fund. We've done a Strategic Neighborhood Fund 1 and 2, and what we learned a lot of lessons, right? Some of the lessons that we learned is, we need to ensure that we're providing support services for small businesses that are being located or operating in areas that might not have seen investment for a number of years. So seeing that kind of quick investment that we've been making. We want to try to be as intentional as possible with that. And so we've been talking to business owners about what are some of the tools that they need. So we've talked to them about operations support. We've talked to them about supporting if they need a food and beverage consultant, if they are opening a restaurant, those types of things that might not have been at the forefront of our investment because we're talking about real estate and investing in hard spaces. But just as important as doing that was understanding how we can better support those small businesses through the life and existence of their business. We want them to be in operation for as long as they can be and as long as they would desire to. And so listening to them, that operational support, the support with particular consultants that could help them leverage or upscale their business, those are the types of tools and technical assistance that we will be able to provide through the strategic neighborhood fund. The other key component to this is, I don't want to forget the brick and mortar component of this. We work in a lot of commercial corridors where, again, they haven't had investment for 10 to 15 years. And so we want to be very intentional about engaging community and engaging existing businesses to ensure that whatever development that comes to their neighborhood is that they've had a voice at the table for that, but more than anything, that they have the opportunity to be a part of that investment if they so choose to be.
Okay,
So,
so give me a little bit of background on Invest Detroit. When was it founded? By whom? And what is the overall mission of the organization?
Sure. So Invest Detroit is a community development finance institution, which essentially means that we are a bank with a mission. And it's been in existence over 25 years. Dave Blaskowitz is our current CEO and has been with the organization since its founding. And our main goal is to continue to be a great partner with small business, with neighborhoods, with community development organizations throughout the city of Detroit to help them with those future investments. So we're talking about whether it's from the commercial scale, or commercial manufacturing scale. If there's opportunities for workforce development, we're interested in supporting those. But more than anything, it's building community with Detroiters. Detroiters who live in the neighborhood, who have gone through a planning process, whether with a local organization, a community development organization, or with the city, and have identified areas that they want to see investment take place. So we work in partnership with the city to ensure that those ideas and those dreams that come from the community and neighborhood level come to fruition. And so it's great work. We love what we do, and we have a great team over here at Invest Detroit.
Hmm, terrific.
all right. So, if folks are really interested in getting involved in this program, what do they do?
Sure, you can. So there's a couple of ways, but the primary way that I'll recommend, we have the strategicneighborhoodfund.com. That's our website that has a list of projects and resources and things that we can bring to the table, as well as investdetroit.com. So if you want to learn more about the small business tools that we have, the community investment tools that we have, or you want to be a funder or a partner, those will be the two websites that I would recommend for you to get additional information and to be able to reach out directly to us so we can have that conversation.